So let's do some compositing. You have to use this crypto mat. That. Okay, so that gives me I wish. Here, let's just join areas with this. You can't control Z. Okay. And then the compositor, we can backdrop. Okay. And then we should have a mixed color. We can mix the color of these two. It has to be one of these. Soft light. Overlay. And then also have a mix. And this color is just make fully transparent. Okay, make one black, make one white, just see what's going on here. That should give me the, yeah, it gives me the mask. Oh, the mask is kind of weird though. It's like, how do I use this? I have to like invert. I have to invert the mask. I want to make the black white and then the transparency white. Okay, I guess let's just worry about that in a second. I want to get my textures loaded. Man, I should name these pictures. Okay, so this is those are the Sierra. Oh, I know where this is. It's on CA4. There's a moon right there. And then shouldn't this give me a preview? Okay, we get a preview that way. Okay, that's pretty. So if we just take this, and we mix. So what happens if I just like multiply? By like -1. So that should make the black. No, it won't make the black white. So black be a value of 0. Mm. Separate. And then combine. Okay, I have to think about this is that's a I need to use separate color because there's alpha. Wait, can I just use the alpha channel? Ah, there we go. That's how you do it. Ah, just use the alpha channel for the factor. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, there we go. Except that's not what I want. We can do this. There we go. Now, both things have a different texture. And then I can add the shadows back by doing a mix with the rendered. Okay, so yeah, we get the shadow. I was like watching a video on like all these mix modes, and being a math person, I did not understand what the heck the overlay mix type does. But I know it like mixes the two things together where I have the shadow of the letters, and that's kind of what I want. So it does what I want. So it doesn't really matter how it works. happened? Okay, I don't know what happened. All these images are showing corrupt now. Oh, this is just a really light image. Yeah, and I was doing some artistic coloring. Okay, then we can do some compositing. Well, this is compositing, but we can do some like geometric compositing. So the first thing, well, I think I want to do a transform before the crop, but let's just start the crop. Maybe we do scale this image down. Or no, we should do the scaling last, just for the highest quality. This might take more work though. Okay, so the idea is I want to be able to rotate this and then crop and then mirror it twice to make it tileable. Is that the word? So let's just try like 30 degrees. But there's like weirdness that happens when you crop it after rotating. I think you need to center it. You need to center the image before you rotate it. And you do that, image info. And then you can do separate. Then you can do divide. Oh, you know what? You can do the divide here. The Z is not being used. So that should center the image. Oh, I need the image plugged in. Yeah, so this is the full screen. Now what happens when I rotate it? Okay. Maybe that's not what I want. I mean, I could just open up my other project so I can remember how I did this. Oh, you know what? I know. I know. You have to center it when you do the cropping. That's how I did it. Okay. No, we're still getting the weird crop. Okay, I'm just gonna save this for a second and then open up. Um, Day 4. Is this the one? Oh, this is compositing the work I already did. What about day 3? Okay, I think this is all the math. So yeah, this is the initial transform where I do the scaling and rotation. And then I'm taking the dimensions. I'm subtracting. I'm subtracting the crop size, like the dimensions of the crop. And then I'm dividing by 2. Okay, so I take the image size, subtract it by the crop size, and then divide by 2. And then that's the offset for the crop. Okay, we can do that. Okay, so we got the dimensions, and we need a combine XYZ, and then we'll just make our crop size 3000 by 3000. You do this, subtract by this, and then divide by 2. And then separate. So is that just because it's too big of a crop? Okay, 0 works. Let's do Okay, so that's what we're working with. Yes, so it's like the image size minus the crop size and then divided by 2. And that's our offset. I'm going to do something weird. Okay. Okay, so that's where it's that looks right. So we're probably just limited of our crop size. It looks like there's still a little corner getting cut. So is 2000 by 2000 just too big? I don't know if I'm doing this right then. I feel like I should be able to cut out an 1800 by. This is like a 3000 by like 2000 resolution picture. Where's this image? Okay, let's take the image, post the transform. And then let's actually offset it by this. And now let's just set this to mix. I'm trying to make it not have a color. Why is nothing happening? Ah, oh, it's like control right click? Okay, control right click's the cut. I mean, I guess that's fine too. And then we can do alpha over. I think I need to switch these two around. Okay, I'm so confused. What the heck is going on here? What the heck? Oh, just delete everything. Let's start from scratch. What's the dimension of this anyways? How can I probe? Oh, I wish I could just probe values. I mean, let's do this. We have an image. And just create a 3000 by 2000 image. Okay. Okay. Let's try crop 1000 out by 1000. So width height 1000. Oh, that's not what I want to crop though. This should be right here. Yeah, what the fuck is it doing? So 3,000 minus 1,000 and then divided by 2. And then 2,000 minus 1,000 divided by 2. Oh, this is just breaking my head right now. Oh, I just wish there was like a easier way to see what this crop's doing. I just want to crop a center square from it. I just don't understand why the math has to be so difficult. Yeah, it's like, what's going on with that? It's like cropping like a. Why would it crop there? It's just my question. Oh, oh, you know how I did it? I was using the width and height of the rotated image. I think that was the trick. And then subtract this by the crop size. Because cropping, because like the rotated image gets the square size. That's how textures work. But then you get different size depending on how it's angled, because it just creates the smallest bounding box. But the bounding box size changes depending on the angle. Oh, that was the realization I came to last time too. Yeah, I need to use the size of the image after the rotation, because the rotation changes the size. And then to get the center of that, you subtract the crop. And then divide that by 2 to get to halfway. think that's it. I think that's what I was missing. Now it shouldn't matter what angle this is. Let's just be a black box because it should be cropping from the center now, which gives me maximum headroom. Now we can do that. Use this image again. And then we can change the crop size. It doesn't have to be a square either. But the way you tile it, you have to have a static size known. So you have to, once you have a size picked, you can't keyframe it or anything. Because I have to make a blank image. There's no way to like say make this image this resolution. You have to generate it at the resolution you need it to, and that's gonna be double the X and double the Y, because I'm gonna mirror it and then mirror it again, which is gonna double the resolution. This is actually the foreground. Okay, and it looks like I need to move. I need to move this. Probably like, okay, what happens if I just move X and Y? That's too far. It has to be X divided by 2. Okay. Okay, so now flip. Or do we use... Is that flipping? Why is nothing happening here? Oh. Okay, so add should work. And then we do the same thing again. flip Y. There we go. That's what I'm trying to get. Let me get a cup of coffee. This is taking brain work. Brain work. Okay, so just to show you how to turn this into, man, this gets like so complicated so quick. But this is infinitely tiling now. So if we did, I need to scale this down first off. Like, this is pretty high res. The tile is 2000 by 1500, but I doubled it, so it's a 4000 by 3000 resolution. And then what you do is you go repeat. And then we can add another image. Make this the output resolution. Okay. It doesn't matter because we're not even going to see that image. We're going to do alpha over. Did I get that backwards? It's not repeating at all. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So now it's filling the, now it's tiling across the output frame. And I can scale this to whatever, like 0.1. You see it just tiles. And then I can change the rotation. See, isn't that just gnarly? And then I need to do that all again with a different texture, and then we can composite them together with my 3D object. Why isn't this working now? Oh, this is wait a second. What's going on here? Do I have to render an image? rendered image was missing. So now, okay. I want the text to be, can I just like reverse this? Oh no, okay, so, oh, I guess that did work. But now it's cropping to the size of the image, not the export frame, but. And then go to my modeling. Do I have this keyframed? Yeah, I do. Do a more zoomed in one. I need to add the shadow back. Let me see. I need a. Can I just do a crop right here? I wish there was like a way to just. And then I have to separate too. And that's not even right. Whatever. I'm just like worried about stuff I should. I'm gonna be fixing anyways. I'm gonna zoom in. But yeah, I'd then plug in the rendered layer. Right now it's just using the mask. And then this should add the lighting. Okay. So we do need to grab this. And then here we can plug this in. Why am I not seeing the... Okay, there's the shadow. Even that just looks cool. But we can adjust how much of the shadow. Okay, so we basically just need to do the same thing again. Okay. Now we can control D. And there we go. That's the direction. All right. Of course, there's like no spoon for my coffee. And this EV engine is like an optimized version of Cycles, but like it's not like a 100% ray traced engine. It does all the like game engine techniques for rendering. Requires more tuning, but it's way faster, way fucking faster. And for some reason, the RLCM drivers, which is what I need to use my graphics card with Cycles, doesn't work. So I can't use like Cycles GPU Accelerator unless I like install a different operating system, which I was considering just for like Blender purposes, but Eevee is playing fast and it's pretty close enough to Blender or close enough to cycles. I should be happy with EV. This coffee's good. Where's my timeline? Oh, it's just tucked away. I thought I had this keyframed. Or I have to hit F12 every time I want to render. Do I not have this keyframed? Yeah, but like cycles with with my CPU only, it was taking like 2 minutes to render one frame. I quickly like did the math and realized I was gonna have to like keep my, and I can't like use my computer at all when it's rendering either. It eats up 100% of the CPU. That's why I haven't been streaming. I was trying to render stuff out. But 2 minutes times 1,000 frames. Divide that by 60, you get hours, 33 hours. Over an entire day just computing. And this is like 98%. Like I can even just do this in a higher resolution and still less time. This frame took 4.62 seconds. But it's even quicker if it's just doing the rendering, which is what I would do. I would just render the object straight, because then I can just composite. Once I've like rendered the 3D model once, I can save all the layers, and then I can composite, recomposite, composite however I want. Change out the textures. But yeah, like a fully composite frame takes 5 seconds. That's reasonable, 100% reasonable. I haven't even touched the color grading yet. Yeah, let's get out there. We can do some color grading. Okay, I do want angle. I have to rename that. And then boom, boom, boom. So now we have control over all this stuff. Oh, except we have to ooh. There has to be a way where I can do this where I don't have to regenerate the image. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this first now. Oh, you know how I could do it? I could have this image the thing. And then we can get the image info. And then we have to divide that by 2 actually. And then that'll be so we just feed it the size of we feed it an empty texture with the dimensions that we want the texture size to be. So say we want a 2000 by 1000. Okay, anything else that we want to change? Yeah, the scale right here. Why is there a line, a noticeable line there? This one's important. Why does it look blurry? When is that 1? I feel like there should be more resolution than that. And then we should also like maybe we give it a higher resolution image. We're gonna call this output. So what if we did like 3840 by 2160 instead? I don't like that there's lines visible now. I don't know how that happened. How are we getting lines? Does it happen when we render? Maybe the viewport's using like a low quality render. Hey, what's up, Stony bruh? I don't know why there's a visible line down the middle. Maybe it's not rounding right. Not sure. Yeah, it's still there. Oh, it wasn't before. Am I just getting too fancy? You just have to come in here and 2000 by 2000. 'Kay, so this is where the tile should be. Oh, I wonder if you can just use this crop. Oh, that'd be a game changer if I could do that. I don't think that's working. Wish there was like a way I can do this, do that dynamically. Instead of having to use like static sizes for these textures. I guess I don't know how zoomed in that is. My screen resolution is higher than 1080p. I wish there was like a button I can press to make it like 1:1. Okay. Not what I want. Okay, and then we can go. If open, I can open it in GIMP. How about? GIMP gives me that option. Okay, so 100%. So this is the full frame. I don't see any lines now. I don't know what caused the lines, but I guess that went away. How can I save node groups? Call this title. Is that the one I already have? And these ones are just previews aren't working. This is Yosemite. I just added Yosemite again. You know what? Let's go get a different image. Oh. Okay, so there is a lot of clipping highlights. So this would be a good image to experiment with Blender's color grading. So just kind of do some minimal stuff. Do some denoising. Lens correction. And then I think I have this all set up right. In your Rec 709. Okay, and then we can do some color grading. Color balance. I can't remember if it's color. Yeah, it is color balance that I want. Let's just say exposure first. It's probably just better to color grade and dark table. It's a better use lift gamma gain. Okay, that's too much green. Yeah, I think it's just better to color grade and dark table. Okay, that looks cool. Okay. Okay, where's this transform happening? It's probably not the best spot for it. Okay. I'm just kind of curious what that looks like. It's maybe too much. Okay, and then we can go. What's my output? Image sequence. Let's just do a video. FFV1, which is lossless, by the way. And then render animation. I'm about to do some. I'm about to like thoroughly think about the compositing to maintain maximum detail. You have to like have a elaborate plan when you actually downscale stuff. 50 frames. 41 minutes.